Hello, hello. Hey, hey. Hey, you guys. So pumped you are here. Please join me, lean in, and let's get real. Let's get real. Come join me. I'm so pumped you are here. I want to chat with you today about relationships. Oh, relationships. There are like every good chick flick, tons of movies, stories, books, songs, videos, blogs, websites, everything you can think of that revolve around relationships. But what I want you to really get clear on is, what does a relationship look like to you? Because based on your past experience, they're going to look different to everybody. Absolutely. 100%. They are going to look absolutely different to different people. And we might have this ideal, but I don't know about you. I grew up watching a lot of Disney. And for a long time, I thought, you know, that's what relationships look like. You have relationships also with so many people around you. And I love how a lot of the kids' movies now, they focus on, like Frozen, it's sibling relationships, right? You've got all of these movies now that are focusing on self-love. What's your relationship with yourself? You've got friends, partners, parents, siblings, coaches, bosses, employees, neighbors, your hairstylist, your manicurist, all of these people, tons of them. And while the kind of relationships you have might look different, you're going, okay, my relationship with my sister isn't the same relationship I have with my mechanic. I get that. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe you're super tight with your mechanic. Okay. But if you're like most people, you just want each of them to be like, to fill you up. Okay. And I always say that relationships, they're like a bank account. Okay. When you have a bank account, you have deposits into said bank account and you have withdrawals. If you are part of any relationship that has more withdrawals than deposits, just like a bank account, it's going to not feel so good after a while. And you'll know it. Just like you look at your bank account and you go, I'm po. Your relationship will feel the exact same way. So what are some steps that you can do to like create the relationships and make them the way that you want? So we talk a lot about, first, you have to know where you're going. If you don't know where you're going, you're just going to attract in a bunch of people that also don't know where they're going, which is actually the case in society. So everybody, like the masses, have no freaking clue where they're going. And we're just like, we think it's normal because like attracts like. We track them into our circle. And then we're like, oh, they're poor too. Totally normal. Oh, they're in a crappy relationship too. Totally normal. Oh, they hate their job too. Totally normal. There's nothing normal about it. We've normalized it. But I'm going to tell you, there's nothing normal about any of these things unless you make it normal. But to your core, you were not born to hate anything. You weren't born to hate anything. You were born this perfect little human that then got a bunch of stories like just put on you. So you watched your parents in a relationship. You heard your teachers and your mentors talk about their relationships, and you started formulating, oh, well, that must be what a relationship's supposed to be like. And unless you're really intentional about it, you'll attract in the same types of people that you grew up surrounded by, unless you are intentional about it. The most important relationship you will ever have is first how you think and treat yourself. You've heard me say over and over and over again, you cannot give what is not in you to give. The relationship that you have with yourself is crucial. Do you still date yourself? Seriously. You're like, Delynn, that sounds ridiculous. Why would I go on a date with myself? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Think of your first romantic relationship, your very first date. It was exciting. You had fun. Hopefully, you had fun. It wasn't a total hot mess. Okay. You can't give on that date what you don't have in you to give. If you don't love yourself, good luck loving other people. You're going to try. You'll go down trying. You're not going to do it the way you want to do it. Since you'd like people to be kind to you, you have to be kind to yourself. Do you cheer and motivate yourself? Are you gentle and encouraging with yourself? When you make a mistake, do you acknowledge it? Learn from it? Reward yourself for said learning? Or are you just like, nope, next, and then criticize yourself? What does it look like? You know what it looks like. You can say, oh no, I'm totally nice to myself. You know how I can tell if you're being nice to yourself? Your results. Your results tell everything. I can tell and this is just a tip for you. You can tell everything about a person based on their results. I can tell your relationship with money. I can tell your relationship with your romantic relationships. I can tell everything. Because your outside is just a reflection of your inside. This is common knowledge here. You have to have these things for yourself. So before I jump into chatting with you guys about different things that you can do to have awesome relationships with other people, I cannot emphasize enough to work on you first. Okay? I thought I had amazing relationships prior to doing work on myself. And I was doing work on myself so I could up level my business and up level my team and up level all the things. When really, the moment I started dating myself again, that's when everything escalated. And now I don't mom the same, I don't wife the same, I don't daughter the same, I don't friend the same. I don't have the same circle around me. Very clear who I hang out with. And that's it. So set some time aside to really assess where you are. Where is your relationship with yourself? Can you be alone with yourself? And not have to oh, I gotta turn on the TV, it's too quiet, or oh, I gotta do this. Can you sit alone with your thoughts? Let go of any expectations to be perfect and really lean into the vulnerability. Can you be vulnerable with others? If you can't be vulnerable with yourself, good luck doing it with others. But yet we'll have expectations of others to be vulnerable with us. Ever wonder, why your partner doesn't open up or your friends don't tell you everything? Because you're not opening up with yourself. Again, self-assessment. Do you have these expectations of other people and yet you're not willing to do it with yourself? When you respect and love yourself, it is impossible for others not to do the same. And the reason is because we are all energy. We live in this ocean of motion. Everything is in a constant state of vibration. And these vibrations, they range in different frequencies. You're either in a really high vibe frequency, or you're in a low, or you could be anywhere in between. But the rate in which you vibrate depends entirely on your thoughts, on your feelings, on your attitude. Okay. When you have these positive, growth oriented thoughts, these are what produce the high frequency. My mission is to get you guys to really get that piece. I promise I will continue to give you all the tools to raise your vibration because it's crucial. You will attract in what frequency you are on. And if you wonder, why does this keep happening to me? It's because you are in a low vibration. You got to get out of it. Only you can do it too. I can give you all the tools. Can't force you to use them. Okay. Each of us in every moment are radiating this frequency into the world. And the really interesting thing about that is that we are also then constantly seeking vibrations that are similar to ours. Like attracts like. We are looking for other people, places, tools, things that vibrate at the same frequency that we do. So if you notice that you keep attracting in the same type of person or the same type of job, higher your own standards, higher your own frequency, and you'll attract in different. Again, this is why I can tell what's going on in your mind based on your results. Your thoughts, feelings, and attitudes, they attract in the people who feel on the same frequency as you do. Have you ever just been like gone into a party or something, and then you're like, oh, I don't really know anybody here, but you end up talking to someone and you're like, damn, like we have all the things in common. All the things. That is because you attracted them in. Like attracts like. It's not a shocker that you have all these things in common. My two best friends that like I still have to this day, we did not go to the same public school, high school, university, yet we attracted each other in. And initially it was like, oh, this is so weird. I can't believe, we attracted each other in. Not an accident. Makes absolute sense. And as long as we keep maintaining the same vibration, we're going to keep staying together. But this is where you guys, some relationships, understand every relationship, there's a purpose to it, even if the relationship doesn't feel great. But there are seasons, reasons, and lifetimes. Some people will come into your life just for a small chunk of time. You'll teach them some stuff, they'll teach you some stuff, and then that's it. You let them go. Some people come in for a reason. Maybe it's a job, maybe you dated them, but it was like a specific reason that only they could teach you this skill. And then they go. And that's okay. You let them go. And then you have these ones that you're like, man, we're lifers. We're lifers. You're my people. But we try to hang on to these relationships saying, I thought we were lifers and we don't want to let go because we don't want to change. But change is inevitable. We are constantly in an ocean of motion. Everything is constantly moving. Everything is constantly changing. You thinking that things are staying the same and that if you just like hold on tighter, it'll just stay the same. That's on you. As a society, as individuals, this is where we got to man up or woman up. Truly. Another thing you can do to create these relationships is take responsibility for your feelings and your behaviors because you're attracting in everything. Okay, when you realize and start to accept that someone you have a relationship with you cannot make you feel or do something, it becomes so much easier to be empowered in that relationship. I hear this from my kids all the time. So my girls are almost 8 and 10, and they're, Izzy made me feel this way. Ellie made me feel this way. And I just say to them, they can't make you feel that way. They can't. They don't have the power. And yes, that's how I talk to my kids. They can't make you feel that way. So your spouse can't make you feel that way. Your friend, your parents, your whoever, they don't have that power unless you give them that power. Your vibration is your responsibility. Their vibration is their responsibility. You can't change their vibration either. Your relationships will be healthier if you respond rather than react. When we say, they made me feel this way, total reaction. And when you react, you give your power away every single time. When you react to something, it is in control of you. You are not in control of it, even though you think you are. Even if you have to take a few minutes, just sit back, respond instead of react. You maintain control. Like, I see so many people that feel they don't say what they want to say because they're afraid of conflict. And it always goes back to fear. Remember, we always talk about fear and faith, right? It always goes back to fear. If you're not showing up, you're scared of something. Again, this I know 100% of the time. Okay. So many people are afraid of conflict, but it helps to recognize that you choose to respond rather than react to any situation. And your choice on what you choose to do, that's what's going to determine how you feel about it. I was raised to never back down from a conversation. And I remember someone actually even saying to me, "You're kind of like a bull in a china shop." And I was just like, "What? What? Because I'm not afraid to have conversations? Like, why did this have to be? It doesn't have to be negative. It can be a positive conversation." So if you've ever been told you're a bull in a china shop, you're just okay. You're like Ferdinand. I look at myself as Ferdinand. If you decide to scream and argue and walk out and stomp your feet and roll your eyes and do all the things, that's a choice that you make. If someone else does that to you, that's a choice that they make. Or you can make another choice. Because depending on which one, you could either go down this road of like resentment and feeling that way, or you can be like, oh, we actually just had a conversation and resolved whatever was happening. But people will go years, years. I was actually just talking with someone yesterday who was like having like relationship sort of things. And she actually admitted it has been years since she spoke the truth. I think that would physically kill me. I think a little bit of us does die every time we don't speak our truth. What you also think about people, towards people, also will dictate your relationships. Most people only think about their personal life. And when they think about creating good in relationships, but they're like not really sure how to do it. Okay, no matter what type of relationship you're trying to work on, whether it is your spouse or a business partner or your parents or whoever, it doesn't matter. Okay, people will feel what you are thinking about them. People will feel it. If you ever come out of a conversation and be like, I heard them say this, but I could totally tell that's not what they were thinking. Like it was just lip service. Okay. If you are trying to like even heal relationships, if you truly are like, this person's meant to be in my life and I want to keep them in my life, right? They're not a season reason, they're a lifetime. Okay. I challenge you, when they do the thing that like annoys the crap out of you, okay, instead of letting that stew, what I want you to do is think of 3 things that you absolutely adore about them. I have a section in my phone. I do this with Dave specifically. Whenever he does something that I'm just like, oh, it's my man. It's my man, my man, my man, right? I'll like put it in my phone. Like in all the things, I have like a things that I love about him in my phone. Okay. Whenever he does something that I'm like, deep breath, I'll open up that section of my phone. I'll just start reading it. And it calms me right down. Or else what can happen is we'll stew about he didn't empty the dishwasher or something. I don't know, right? Could be anything. We get mad at the stupidest stuff. But it's all those little habits that will all of a sudden you'll have a blow up. There is no absolute magic formula to doing this. But if you kind of create these standards within your life, you'll have no problem maintaining healthy relationships. Okay. Key, love yourself first. Know yourself first. Have a great relationship with yourself first. Okay. You cannot give what's not in you to give. Set the standard for yourself and do not settle. When you know where you're going, you'll attract in the people that are want to go there with you. Okay? Every single time. You want to stay safe and the same, even though change is happening, whether you want it to or not, then stay in that vibration. Next, what I want you to do is I want you to leave every single person that you come in contact with the impression of increase. Okay? I want you to leave them with, you know what? You hang out with me and your life gets better. You hang out with me and your business grows. You hang out with me and your income goes up. You hang out with me and you're just like pouring into people. Just give. As humans, we get into this habit of like being little go-getters. I want you to be a little go-giver. Give, 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 give. And stay in tune with your thoughts. Be aware, because either way, your energy speaks, whether you want it to or not, even if you have a big old smile on your face. And when someone tries to put their stuff on you, their low vibration, you reject it. Not interested. As one of the gals in my study club says, that sounds like a them problem. It's a them problem. It has nothing to do with you. It only has something to do with you if you make it have something to do with you. And I'm not saying don't take responsibility. If you did something, own it. You'll know if you did. You'll feel it. Feeling is just a word that us humans have created to describe our vibration. I'm sad, I'm mad, I'm depressed, I'm whatever. I'm in a low vibration. I'm happy, I'm excited, I'm enthusiastic. I'm in a high vibration. I'm okay. Low vibration. You'll feel it, right? You'll feel it. You'll absolutely feel it. So make a decision. Make a decision to keep doing the things to get yourself. We're just in the habit of being here or here. I can honestly say for myself, I'm in the habit of being up here. I even go to here and I'm like, ooh, need to put on some music, need to go for a walk in nature, need to do something. Because I'm so used to operating here. But let me tell you, I attract in people that want to be here. I attract in all the things that are hanging out up here. And when you're in your relationship, make staying in love as easy as falling in love. Okay? Most people think, oh, like when you initially start dating and you fall in love, that's easy. That's the easy part because it's new and it's exciting. And while it might be true that it is exciting, and yeah, you get used to people. You have to decide, do you want your relationship to feel like that always? Even though you get to know them really well and you know all the things about them, do you want it to feel that way? Okay, I want to remind you that when two people come together and form a relationship, it is meant to be harmonious. It is a partnership. It is not an ownership. Okay? There's give and take. But if you want it to feel, you want to feel the love, you got to start dating. Start dating. Talk about your dreams. No judgment. Get to know each other. Because I can guarantee there's still, Dave will still say stuff every once in a while that I'm like, hey, I didn't know that. 15 years later, didn't even know that. Okay? When the exhilaration of a relationship starts to kind of dwindle, we tend to complain about the things that our partner is doing wrong. But rather than pointing the finger at your partner, I always tell everybody, and again, maybe it's your work partner, maybe it's not a romantic relationship, it's mirror time. Everything is a reflection. Take a good, honest look at yourself and consider, do you show your partner that you love and appreciate them? Or are you too busy complaining about them? When the going gets tough, do you rise to the occasion with grace? Or do you get angry and shut them out? Do you communicate openly? Or do you expect your partner to communicate openly, but you're good to go? You get to be a closed book. Okay, as you examine your role in the decline of a relationship, you'll start to see that it really isn't about your partner. It's about you and the vibration that you're putting out there too. Like you get to take responsibility for your part of it because a relationship isn't a one-way thing. It's a two-way. And as your awareness grows, your behavior will grow. But build the image of you having this beautiful relationship and then only make decisions that are going to get you there. Visualize yourself. I have been saying, I don't even know if I've told Dave this yet. I've been saying for years in my life script that I have, I'm so happy and grateful now that I work with Dave and we're guiding, right? And I have this like all of this thing. And I never knew what capacity we would be working together. Okay. He's always been an entrepreneur. He's actually more of an entrepreneur than I'm an entrepreneur. Okay. And he has mad skills, like skills that we're a good match. Okay. And I always just thought, man, wouldn't it be cool if we could build something together? And guess what? We're now working on, stay tuned. We're building something together for the first time. And I'm like, this is so cool. You get to decide what that looks like. If you are really leaning into this and you're going, holy smokes, I got like all the questions about all the things, message me. Okay. I'm happy to help. If you're looking for more tips and tricks and all that kind of stuff, come join us in the High Vibe Society. We have the best group. We study every day together. We mastermind together. We learn together. We grow together. If you are looking for an environment where you can grow you so that your relationships, they'll take care of themselves. Promise. They will absolutely take care of themselves. You are the cause, they are the effect. If you want to be, instead of a goal setter, you want to be a goal achiever, come hang out with us. And if you really want to get on purpose, join me in the Power of Purpose retreat. I have one coming up really soon. Join me. Nail down who you are, and everything starts to take care of itself. Deal? Amazing. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I appreciate you. And like I said, if you have any questions about any of the things that we talked about today,